Caitlin Clark and Victoria Vivans had to be separated tonight when the Indiana Fever took on the Seattle Storm. But before we get off into today's video, you come across today's video, do me a favor. Please like, comment, subscribe. Make sure you got your post notifications on so you know every time Simply Ball drops another hot banger. And if it's your first time coming across my YouTube channel, do me a favor. Hit the subscribe button, post your comments, share the video out, and make sure you give the video a thumbs up. I see everybody in the comments section, hashtag salute, and you know what my mantra is. Tell a friend to tell a friend. It might not be for you, but it might be for them. Well, Caitlin Clark's frustrations have boiled over. Tonight, she got a technical foul and had to be separated from Victoria Vivans of the Seattle Storm. But before we get off into today's podcast is sponsored by SeatGeek. SeatGeek, the official sponsor of Simply Ball Dropping Podcast, the #1 rated ticketing app, over 28 million downloads, 70,000 plus events from concerts to sports, all your tickets across the web, all in one place. Rated 1 to 10. Green means good, red means bad, and all your tickets are backed by your buyers guaranteed. And remember, use my promo code SimplyBallDropping at checkout to get $20 off your purchase. And just remember, by using my promo code SimplyBallDropping at checkout, you're getting $20 off your purchase. Also, remember, you're supporting the Simply Ball Dropping Podcast. Well, let's get right off into it. Caitlin Clark is visibly frustrated. Tonight, they faced the Seattle Storm, and what happened? They took another defeat. But in that game, in that first quarter, Caitlin Clark started off hot. She showed the dog mentality. Second quarter, she hit a deep three and got up into Victoria Vivans' face, and the ref had to come and separate the two, which the two got a double technical. Aaliyah Boston had to come separate the two from a little physical altercation, and that just shows that Caitlin Clark is getting frustrated on the way the refs are calling the game, on the physicality that they show against Caitlin Clark. A lot of times Caitlin Clark will go to the basket, she will get grabbed, she will get held, and she has to play through it, and the refs are not making the calls. They constantly got two hands on Caitlin Clark when she's cutting to the basket, sometimes even on her shot. When she's coming off these down screens and these pin downs, she's getting held, but the refs are swallowing the whistle. So the other night, she was visibly frustrated, and their coach, Christy Sides, she went to the podium and said that Caitlin Clark has to stop, jawing with the referees and let, me get the technical fouls. And everybody asked, when is Christy Sides going to stand up for Caitlin Clark? And when is she going to let these officials know that teams are playing Caitlin Clark a little different with the physicality, and they're swallowing the whistle? Everybody wanted to know, when was Christy Sides going to step up and get a technical foul? Well, tonight, Caitlin Clark took matters in her own hand. She was aggressive. She came out with that dog mentality, and she received a technical foul. But what happened? That trickle-down effect. Christy Sides finally stood up for Caitlin Clark, got after the referees, and she got a technical foul, which all great coaches should do. Stand up for their star players and let the officials know that, hey, you can't be making these calls on one side of the ball and not making it on the other side. But Caitlin Clark was visibly frustrated. Now tonight they dropped another game. Now their record is 1-8, and things are just spiraling out of control. But Caitlin Clark is playing some phenomenal basketball. After that technical foul, even the likes of Juju Watkins took to social media and stated that she's a flat out dog. USC's Juju Watkins calls Caitlin Clark a dog. Now, Caitlin Clark picked up her third tech, 8 results in an automatic game suspension, but she stood up for herself. She's standing on business. And what happened was Indiana Fever's rookie Caitlin Clark and Seattle Storm's guard Victoria Vivans exchanged words during the Storm's 103-88 victory on Thursday. Tensions were high, and their interactions led to double technicals, but USC women's college basketball star Juju Watkins liked the passion she saw from Caitlin Clark. She went to social media and said, "A dog," Watkins commented on her social media post. So what happened was, after the game, in the post-game press conference, Caitlin Clark has some interesting words to say, and we're going to listen to what she had to say, followed up by what her coach Christy Sides had to say. But you can tell when you listen to Caitlin Clark that she is visibly frustrated, and you can tell by her demeanor and the way she is talking to the media. Let's take a listen.
And, when you give up that many points in the second half, it's going to be hard to win, so.
Matt, go ahead.
Yeah, Caitlin, what kind of happened in the second quarter with the double technical? It seemed like you and Victoria were kind of jawing at each other after that made three.
Yeah, two competitive people and hit us with the double tech. Honestly, that's about it.
Melissa, why do you feel like this team?
Yeah, I think just being competitive is who I am. It's what I've done my whole career. I think at times there's ways I can probably channel it a little bit better, but that's just basketball at the end of the day. No, that's never gonna change. I'm never gonna lose that. I feel like I'm getting hammered. I don't know. I appreciate Christy getting a tech too. I don't know.
Yeah, and you said that you feel like you can channel it a little bit better. Are you ever able to channel your frustration into competitiveness? I mean, how does that correlate?
I think that's what I try to do every single time. Is like those moments, like you just want to turn it into a competitive fire and go out there and play, and that's my goal. I
guess is the way to put it. Not turn the ball over, shot selection, getting to the basket. How do you think that your first half shaped up to, all the games prior, and in your performance?
Yeah, I thought I played a good first half. I think really of my two turnovers, I only felt like a couple of them were bad. Like there's still like a few in transition that are, I'm willing to take the risk there. But other than that, shot the ball well, took good shots. I feel like my shot selection has been really good. I felt my shot selection in the second half was really good. There were just shots that didn't go down. A couple of threes that I usually make, a couple of layups that I usually make. It would have been nice to make a few more baskets, but that's basketball. That's how it goes. Take care of the ball a little bit better. I don't know. It was nice to see Lou get going there in the second half too. So the more we can do that, it's not really about offense. It was our defense. The offense was fine. We scored 88 points, but you're not going to win a basketball game giving up 103. So
just working on, we got to be in help side, then we got to help the helper. That was one of the things we talked about in the game.
Caitlin talked about similar to those with the rotations, especially in that third quarter. What to you thematically has been the issues on that end so far this year?
Yeah, just, we just got to pull over. I mean, is wherever the ball is, if you just go in the direction of the ball on a pass, or you just stay at the level of the ball, that puts you in a much better position. So we just got to get back and work on it.
Chloe.
I know you kind of mentioned it, but what would you say kind of just went wrong specifically in the third quarter on defense with them scoring 34?
I think we have to do a better job of just keeping the ball in front of us.
Now, you heard what Caitlin Clark had to say, and you heard what Christy Sides had to say. Now, you can hear it in Caitlin Clark's voice that she's visibly frustrated, but one thing that you have to note here, she said, "I appreciate Christy Sides for getting the technical foul." And she said that she has to channel some of her inner aggression a little better. But she said, that's just the way she plays. Two competitors that got a technical foul, nothing more, nothing less. But she did appreciate her coach, Christy Sides, standing up for her, coming to her aid and getting a technical foul. But like Caitlin Clark said, she's been playing good ball all year. She's been taking great shots. Some of the shots that she's taken, they're not going in. And also she noted that the physicality on how the refs are calling the game, they're not getting the calls that the other teams are getting. And she's showing that she's frustrated. She just wants to get a call. She wants the game to be called the right way. But in this sense, everybody been calling for Christy Sides to, play Caitlin Clark a little more instead of taking her out in different times with her rotations. She played all 40 minutes tonight, but it still resulted in a loss. But Caitlin Clark, she's frustrated. She's used to winning, and it's a learning curve now. She's playing exceptional ball. She had 20 points tonight. She started off hot. She had 12 at halftime, 8 in the second half. But she said some of the shots that she was taking, they felt that they was going in, but they just didn't go in. Like she said, it's a make or miss league. But with the physicality and the way the refs are calling the game, that's what she's pointing out, and I think that's what she's frustrated about. So you guys let me know what y'all think about tonight's game between the Seattle Storm and the Indiana Fever, which Indiana Fever took another setback and they took another loss. But Caitlin Clark, she's shown in her post-game press conferences that she's frustrated. And tonight, she stood on business. She stood up for herself. She said, if the coach ain't going to stand up for me, I got to stand up for myself. But that's her third technical in this young WNBA season. 8 is just warranted a suspension, so she got to be careful. She's, teetering on the line. But I think she'll get it all together because now she sent a message to her coach. And her coach finally responded by getting a technical foul, which she said in her post-game press conference last game about let her get the technical fouls. You just go out there and play ball. And she finally stood up. Well, that's going to wrap up another episode of the Simply Ball Dropping Podcast. I'm your host and the man behind the mic, K Sapp. We're going to catch you on the next one. And don't forget, when you leave out the door, give the video a thumbs up.
Thanks for listening to the Simply Ball Dropping Podcast. Be sure to subscribe, like, and share on all major platforms.